Today on the channel, we rank WWE Mattel Greatest Hits Series 3 from my least favorite to my favorite.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Mattel Rankings video, as today we're ranking Mattel WWE Greatest Hits Series 3 from my least favorite to my favorite. And of course, for all your Greatest Hits Series 3 needs, make sure you're hitting up Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%. Got to get a deal out there. And of course, we're going to start this ranking off, and we're going to start, what we got, 4, 5, 6, 7 figures, a big set here. We're going to start off at number 7, work our way down to number 1. Of course, number 1 being my favorite. I'm going to ask you guys, like I always do, remember, this is my list. Put your list in the comments down below. Make sure you put them in order. That is the hard part, but that is also the very fun part there. So without further ado, let's dive into this here, and let's rank this review, or let's rank this wave from number 7 down to number 1. And I gotta say, all in all, greatest hits out of all the different elites, ultimate basic lines, greatest hits don't really set my world on fire, maybe like they do some of the newer collectors, because as a longtime collector, I obviously have a lot of these, I have all these figures. It is nice to get upgrades, nice for that kind of thing. And, you know, if somebody wanted this version of R-Truth, now they just got to pay like 25 bucks for it instead of 60 bucks or something. So I get it all, but I would rather have new versions of these characters. But that's me being a selfish, longtime collector at the end of the day. So it is what it is. It's not the end of the world, as we do know. But we're going to rank these in order here, and I'm going to start it off at number 7. And I should say this is going to be a very tight list because these aren't really feeling new to me. They don't feel that new, so it's not a lot of excitement about these compared to brand new figures in the Elite line, something like that. So we're going to start at number 7. And number 7 for me, I'm going to go to Seth Rollins. He'll be my number 7 favorite here. Just kind of is what it is. It's nice to get a Shield Seth Rollins, I guess, back in circulation. It's been a heck of a long time, and it felt like there was a while there where we were getting a lot of versions of this era of Seth Rollins. Obviously, with him changing his look multiple times since then, now we don't get that a whole lot anymore. So people that missed out back in the day, Seth Rollins fans, they can get a nice throwback Seth Rollins. But for me, going to be number 7 right here. Going to number 6 now. I'm going to go cutting and strutting, old Brutus Beefcake. I guess not Brutus the Barber. I keep wanting to call him the Barber, but he's not. Just regular Brutus Beefcake. Once again, a figure I already had. It's nice to get the upgrades in the face paint application. Of course, the pinless joints are always nice, but we already had 2 versions of this one when you count the chase before. So, and it's one of those things where there's not been a lot of time in between these figures. That's one ask I would have if I could recommend anything to Mattel is some of these greatest hits, let's put a little bit more time in between them. Some of these stuffs were here just recently, and that's kind of how Brutus Beefcake feels a little bit here or there for me. And I guess Roddy Piper feels that exact same way. I'm going to put Piper in at number 6. One of my all-time favorites. I absolutely love this figure because I do love They Live. However, this figure was just out a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, what is time, at Walmart stores. Now, it was harder to find, I do get that, and it was a Walmart exclusive, but I did find quite a few of these out at retail, so I get it for people that needed it, but for me, I would have liked a little bit more time in between these. However, I'm going to make them different. We have one with glasses on, one glasses off, one with a shotgun, one without a shotgun. Make them as different as you possibly can. That's the pro tip on all of these figures right here. So 7, 6, 5. Now we're down to the final 4. And you know what? I'm going to go to Typhoon at number 4. And boy, oh boy, I didn't talk about it. I showed the pictures in the review. I didn't really notice it until I did the glamour shots. But Earthquake Typhoon towering over their old versions. Much, much larger. Typhoon, just kind of one that's there. Nice upgrade to the face I did feel on this one. Always great to get the tag team title belt. But just kind of is what it is. He's coming in at number 5. Now we're down to the final 3 right here. Final 3 going to be interesting. I'm going to put Scorpion King at number 3, The Rock. I got to say this would be the biggest surprise hit of this set for me. This was easily the one I was looking forward to the least because I assumed, and you know what happens when you assume, that it was going to be a direct re-release of the Walmart one, which I paid like 60, 70 bucks for, whatever it was. But it is different, a little different in the face and different in the skin tone. I really appreciate that Mattel did do some changes. As slight as they are, at least there is changes from the old figure, because the old figure was already pinless joints, as is this new one here. So kudos to Mattel for this one, the sleeper of the set, if you ask me here. Now we're down to the final two. Number 2, I'm going to go R-Truth, then Earthquake. And R-Truth, a longtime favorite of mine. Loved R-Truth for a lot of years. Wasn't super excited about this one, but a lot of good upgrades once again for this R-Truth. Love the new shirt. Much better than the old style shirt that was on there. Obviously the extra hands, the interchangeability, the hands go a long way. Just a very, very nice upgrade. And R-Truth, a guy that does not get enough figures in the Mattel line, especially for as long as he's been around. And that leads us to number 1. I'm going Earthquake. I like that they got the new Earthquake boot mold. We saw that in the Royal Rumble set a year or 2 years ago. What is time once again? Makes Earthquake feel a lot bigger, because Earthquake was a big dude, as we know, but he was also a tall dude, and now he just absolutely towers over the competition. Just a really good Earthquake. And Earthquake, one of my favorite big men of all time. I'll never forget when he burst on the scene trying to do push-ups on Ultimate Warrior's back. All that dastardly Dino Bravo and Earthquake. They got theirs in the end, though. They got theirs in the end. But Earthquake coming in hot at number 1 for me, but like I said at the top here, these are pretty all close together in the grand scheme of things, in all honesty. Not the most exciting line for me, but still fun to look at. And anytime you get new figures, it's a good day. You can't complain too much about that. But there it is, Greatest Hits, Series 3. Do you got your listing? Put them in the comments down below. Make sure you put them in order. That's the hard part, but that is the fun part. And of course, don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and the other YouTube channel. 2 channels going on right now. Make sure you subscribe to both of those. And don't forget about Patreon for early access to both channels' videos, plus bonus content as well, and your best way to support the channel. You can also support the channel at ProWrestlingTees.com, search Kyle Peterson, and don't forget social media, SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, and on Instagram. So for Greatest Hits Series 3, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.